You have pelvic pain. Walking is difficult with the leg going backwards, with the leg going forwards. The crotch hurts. You are also unsure. What is it exactly? I am Liebscher Bracht, and I will show you a few exercises where you have a good chance of getting rid of it relatively quickly yourself. Let's first take a look at where groin pain comes from. You see here the thigh, the pelvis, and when you move your leg, you have various muscles that are responsible for the flexion. The most important is the hip flexor, which goes from here over the groin into the pelvis and to the lumbar spine. And since we sit a lot, without balancing it out, everything tends to get shorter and tighter in the front, which in our experience often results in pain in the pelvis area. Most of the time it's nothing serious. It does hurt when the leg moves forward. For some it hurts when the leg moves backward. It varies, but don't worry. If the exercises we are doing now work, then it's a sign that there is only too much tension in the muscles and fascia. What can you do against it? I will now explain the exercises, and Felix will do them. Felix, please lie on your back and bend your knees. The first test you should do when you have groin pain is this. You get into this position, and now you inch your feet further and further forward so that your knees come down lower and lower. And Felix, maybe do the following. Let's do it for real now, okay? Bring your lumbar spine to the floor. Yes, exactly. And do that, and tell me when some tension arises, like in the groin area. Always stay straight. Maybe there won't be any, right? I just wanted to test it now with you. Now it begins, okay? This is the first warning shot, so to speak. Felix has now brought the lumbar spine as close to the floor as possible. How does he do that? By lowering the belly button far down so that the pelvis comes nicely out of the hollow back. And at the moment, Felix, you now notice in both legs simultaneously that this shows that the hip flexor muscles, probably the hip flexor itself, but also other muscles that play a role, are so short that he already feels tension. Where do you feel the tension? You feel it in your back, right? Because there are now different areas where your body signals to you, so to speak, that something is not right. Probably it is noticeable in the back. Why? Because the hip flexor runs internally through the body to the lumbar spine, and when there is too much tension there, it causes pain. Sometimes you don't notice anything at the back, but you notice it directly in the groin. But even if Felix doesn't feel anything in the groin now, it may well be that he continues like this for a few months, yes, and eventually the groin starts to hurt. That means the moment you feel tension in your back, legs, groin or hip, you have to do something. And a very simple exercise, which you can even do at night when you go to sleep, that way it doesn't cost any time, then you go down with your knees until it slightly pulls. And then you place a rolled towel under your popliteal fossa with a few pillows so that you are exactly in the stretch where you can still fall asleep easily. And then, when you do this, you move out of the hollow back position. Felix, now move your hands about 10 centimeters further forward and focus on your groin area, trying to let your groin sag. Yes. Lift your head calmly. Yes. And let the groin lead forward. Be careful not to arch your back. Yes. It's good that you see it from the outside, right? Felix, is it difficult to come out of the hollow back position now? Pull in your belly button. Yes. That's a bit better. And still let the groin relax downward. Yes, always stay as far as possible from the hollow back, because then the stretching is not yet efficient and optimal. And now let the groins lead the way, letting your pelvis sink further down, groins leading, sinking down, and now you notice your pelvis doesn't actually want to go down. Felix just told me that he has mild back pain. Felix, you must do this exercise that we are doing here today regularly, because you can see well from the side he can't get his groin down at all. The only place where it's buckling is here, very strongly, and not there. But that is a very, very common thing. It's good that Felix can show you that without faking it, because incredibly many people suffer from it. If you now lower the groin, the hip flexor will be stretched. Lie down so that you don't have to hang so deep in there, okay? Do this exercise for 2 minutes. And simply let the groin go down bit by bit during these 2 minutes and try to stay out of the hollow back. For the next exercise, we'll need a stretching strap. You can also do it without one, just with a belt or with a towel, but it is easiest this way. Felix, bend your right leg. That's it. I'll just help you. I'll just put it around. And now take your hand and put your thumb in here, exactly like this. And move your hand further forward. Go down slowly, go down a little more, and now move your hand further forward a bit more. Move around a bit so that you can see the hand a bit from above, exactly. And Felix is now moving further forward, and as he moves forward, the foot is pulled more towards the buttocks. Attention! It is important during the exercise that the groin does not lift off the ground, that no hip flexion occurs, but that it really stays as low as possible. Go in for a moment, Felix, because I want to tell you something briefly. Remember, on our channel, you will find more exercises on other topics. And has the foot come a bit further? All right, you would do the same with the other side, always focusing directly where the groin is indicating there's something too short. Now we will do an alternative exercise. Felix, sit down facing there, please, on the mat. Go a little further down. And now bend your right leg and put your lower leg here next to you. No, inside, practically like this. Exactly, exactly, exactly like this. And now go parallel to the edge of the mat. The first thing is, you have to come down with your ankle as far as possible, but of course only as far as it goes. Yes, so if you lift a little there, then the foot stays like that, and then stretch, and over time it will go further down. Now you sit next to your foot. We don't want that. Come up, push yourself up with your buttocks. Yes, no, stay like that with your leg and just come up with your buttocks. Yes, push yourself up and now go with your buttocks over the right heel. Yes, and go as far as you can. At the moment when you don't get so close to the heel, you just stay more diagonal. Yes, go diagonally to the left. Let yourself go down like that. Then you still have a distance here. It's also not a big deal how far you go towards the heel. You adjust it based on how much you feel the stretch in the thigh here. Go all the way, stay further away, it doesn't matter. You're practicing at your own pace. And when you have done that, then you let your torso down backwards, but take the navel with you. Take the navel with you, because taking the navel along causes the pelvis to move in that direction. And do not hyperextend the back, but instead take the pelvis with you. And then you'll notice the great stretch here. By the way, this is also a wonderful exercise for you because of your back pain. You might already feel it now. Okay, and the same goes for you too, 2 minutes, always at this intensity where you can still say, I can bear this well. Yes, not overdoing it, but also not too much below. So, and then we do something in standing position. Felix, stand up, yes, like that. Now stand sideways to the camera, and now we do the same standing up. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, yes. The first thing you do is pull in your belly button so that the pelvis is positioned in a way that you are not arched in the lower back, but rather that you position the pelvis as straight as possible. Okay, then place both hands against your lower buttocks, further down, namely where the hip joint is, to be able to show you where you need to hyperextend now. So that it doesn't happen up here, the overextension, but in the hip joint, so that the hip flexor gets involved in the stretch. So, and now you go back, but with the navel recedes further and further. And you notice in your young years, I'll put it that way, you have a real problem with overextending yourself, yes. You are hyperextending your back again, like earlier during the exercise, and not in the groin. So don't arch your back, but push your groins forward. Groin forward. And then you notice it pulls in the groin, it pulls in the hip joints, it pulls in the hips maybe. Keep stretching that nicely. Also increase the stretching during the 2 to 2.5 minutes. Maybe hold on to a wall if you need to stabilize yourself. And now we'll do it single-legged. Now you do the following. Please take a step back with your right foot. Yes. But keep the foot pointing forward. Bring your hand towards the lower buttock so that you can, yes, that's more on the thigh, more there, yes. And now we do the same thing we just did with both sides, with one side. That means your goal now is to bring the pelvis forward and to take the torso back, but to keep the abdomen tense so that you don't arch your back too much. And then you notice it's pulling again somewhere, in the groin.
In the groin?
Yes.
Now it even pulls in the groin, yes.
This is an incredibly powerful exercise and you can do it anywhere, on the bus, while you are waiting, standing in the bank, yes. You don't have to go to the mat, you don't need any specific environment, you can do them anywhere. With the other side, you would do the same. Yes, that was great, the fact that we have identified Felix's back pain. For more videos on other topics, feel free to visit our channel. Have fun! And down here you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. If not, this is a good time to do so. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Bye.